if we don't believe that we can achieve things, people is going to sense or feel the fear in us that we're not ready for it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Even if you're afraid, do it afraid.
All right, everyone. Here at Visions to Vision Season 2. Thankful to have met so many good guests here. I have another great episode for you, and I have Mary here with her business. Is it Poparazzi?
Paparazzi Celebration Designs.
Okay, I want to make sure it's good. So she'll have go ahead and introduce herself, her business, and what she does. Great to get this started. So, Mary?
Yes. Well, my name is Mary Isabel, but it's easier for people to call me Mary. And Poparazzi Celebration Designs. Poparazzi Celebration Designs was born because I had the need for a special balloon that I wanted to be created. And I was looking in town for people back in 2018. Nobody was available to make the balloon that I wanted for that special event. So since little, I am the type of person that I like handmade stuff. Okay. So after looking around, nobody was there. I contact other balloon decorators. Then I say, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. And this is how Poparazzi was born. I started with the first big balloon, and after that, here I am, 5 years later, with this business of mine, making people happy with the decorations, taking all these challenges, and here I am.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how Poparazzi started.
And that's not like those great ideas, right? You try to hey, who's doing this? And I'm sure the ones you're reaching out to, they're like, well, I don't do it. But you're like, well, if not, they're not going to do it or offer that. Why can't, right?
Nobody said, you know what, I don't do it, but let me give it a try.
Yeah.
They say we don't do it. We don't do that type of. And now today, there's many other decorators that do it. I'm like, but you know what? I really love what I do. I love creating things, and the balloon world is big and is full of opportunities.
Yeah.
The event industry. Yeah.
Well, it's good to say to even be thinking about being a pioneer to that. Like bringing that here and with those other event planners, party planners who do bring that now. You're like, well, I'm happy that because I put that foundation to set it up.
And everybody's doing a lot of the same thing, like any other business. Everybody offers the same. But I think what makes you stand out is who you are and what you add to the business.
Yeah.
That is going to make it different and stand out from everybody else.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, that's good to know. And since 2018, that's you when you look back, and also we're gonna just let everyone know, we're gonna switch English Spanish so that however we feel comfortable. But looking back at 2018 to now, like how are you still in shock, or how do you feel?
I never thought that I was going to make it this far, because everything started as just a balloon that I wanted for a friend's baby shower, and a big balloon with the text that says the baby's name. Nobody was doing that, and then now here I am doing these huge balloon installations, with big people from the state of Utah that I never thought I was ever going to be working for them.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud. I think we don't believe in ourselves enough,
Yeah.
but other people do.
Yeah.
Without us paying attention that these people is trusting you to take care of their event, or if you own any other different type of business. But I think there's a little something that we just don't, I don't know. It's like we don't care enough for what we can do.
Yeah.
But others see it on us,
Yeah.
and they trust us to do it. Yeah.
No, that's good to when there's little belief, you still someone shows it without you really, I guess, going for it, but it's just like it comes naturally because like how you mentioned, right? It's you can have the business and do the balloons and be this type, already as everyone else, but then that's also the type of person that you are, the service that you provide, the difference of
how you treat your
how you treat them. So.
Yeah. I remember my very big job. We're talking a lot of money into here, but I was like sitting there. I sent the invoice and I was waiting there, and I was like, maybe they are going to pick somebody else, because there was things involved in the job that I have never had done before. But I'm not a quitter, so I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. I don't know how, but I'm going to make it happen. And then they reply back and they say, we're good to go. Where do we pay? Wow. And I was like, I take challenges. A mí me gusta tomar retos. Y me llenan de miedo, ¿ok? Pero digo, o sea, si no lo hago, no sé qué va a pasar. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. If I don't do it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Until today, things have worked out,
Yeah.
Clients are happy, so, yeah.
But it's also expanding, right? Instead of just like, with just the balloons, you're expanding into other skills that you were, you could say you're afraid of, like, where do I start?
Yeah, like trying, for example, different techniques, huge balloon installations that require more than 2 hands. Okay. So yeah, it's not easy, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. See, and this is like the story is exactly what I want to hear. How it kind of started. What it's how fulfilling it is to see someone being successful, right? Especially Latino or Hispanic. Just like seeing, like letting them know it's possible. We can do it. It's just how much we decide to put into.
Yeah.
And get away from that fear. For me, it's always, I was here, fear, but like getting away from that.
Yeah.
And now look how.
Yeah, I think as a Latina, yo creo que yo empecé aquí y ya habían otros decorators non-latinos que estaban aquí. Pero ellos no estaban haciendo lo que yo quería que mi negocio tenía. Y today, I think I am a little here above them. I'm not the type of person that I'm constantly posting on social media. Like, this is my client. I have clients, private clients, where I have to sign contracts that I can tell who they are, but they are like top celebrities in the country. Okay, that they come here to Utah, they throw their parties here, and I work with the top builders in the United States that are here in Utah. So when I think of that, when I go back in 2018 and today, some days I want to cry because I'm like, I can't believe, I have made it this far. These people trust me, and I show up, I try to be on time, I try to do a little extra. If something don't feel right, I try, to fix things and just to create a good environment and a relation between my clients and I. As a business owner.
Oh, and it speaks to, right, it's when you're getting there to NDAs or whatever it is, right, you can't disclose, but you're seeing like how if you have those, but it's the service, it goes back to the service that you're providing, that like, okay, this person, now they're going to refer you to someone else, and then but that's instead of like having to post a, hey, look guys, I have this celebrity here,
my clients don't come from social media. Maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2. But everybody else is coming from my other clients. That's how it is. They say, so and so told me that you're good. Okay, that's how my clients get to me.
And I found your company. So I feel like this season, because I'm already on the second season, that it's event planners, balloons, and I look what I noticed, that when I follow someone, they're already following someone, or they, whoever's following you, I follow them, and so then it's like a whole like group of like, okay, they started their business, but it's, even though some might be similar, but the experience is totally different, So
yes, that's true. Event planners, K artists. We're a big community. But I think what I have noticed is most people, event planners, because I work with a lot of event planners, event coordinators, they are not in social media as much as many other people. They are not present in social media as much. They are probably just looking for the people. I think the way we behave in social media helps a lot with your business.
Yeah.
It's not like everything is, doing fun trends and stuff like that, silly stuff, to earn likes. You need to have a behavior on social media. You need to have a presence on social media that tells about who you are more than the fun of the, being popular in social media.
And it's so like it's like your own unique brand of like how you are as a business. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There are things that the clients don't like about certain people. Why? Because they are bringing you sometimes into their houses. So how you present yourself is going to open a lot of doors, or it's going to close doors. Just as simple as that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good to see that side of that usually don't hear, but it's also I like how you're professional about like I don't want to like you're saying a lot without saying so much. I mean for me it's good to see that side of like the business. So so like what made you, so when you started off that big balloon, so how do you draw inspiration currently for your projects that you...
Do you know what? I like to look at things in nature. That's one of the things that I like. I look at textures. I like to incorporate things into the designs that I create. Sometimes the client comes and said, you know what? This is what I envisioning. What can we, how can we spend this idea and make it happen? So mostly it's like I sit down and I see what the trends are. Okay, what is people doing, what I want to do that has my own touch, and that's how I try things together and say, well, I present it to the client and we go from there. Just by you in this business, you have to go with the trends. You can add your own touch that will make you always stand out. But in the event industry, it's like the fashion industry.
Okay.
But you need to pay attention to what's going on around for the season.
Yeah.
And then go with the flow, but add your touch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
¿Y cómo sabes when to stop and kind of start something else? Or is it just kind of flows natural?
By seasons, por temporadas. ¿Por qué? Porque hay diseños que los clientes siempre los quieren. El mismo diseño, nada cambia. Pero hay otros clientes, por ejemplo, cuando son corporaciones, siempre están buscando por qué es lo nuevo. ¿Qué se puede hacer que sea diferente, que no fue lo que se hizo en el evento anterior? Sí. Entonces, siempre hay que, como te digo, así como en la industria de la moda, en la industria de los eventos así se maneja también. ¿Qué es lo que está novedoso en el momento? Para agarrarlo y meterlo en el diseño y hacer algo diferente o que luzca diferente. Yeah. Pero no me voy a cansar de decirlo. Así como muchas personas son dueños de restaurantes, así como muchas personas son masajistas o tienen algún talento, al final del día lo que va a hacer que tu negocio marque la diferencia es tu presencia como dueño, la de tus empleados, cómo se trata al cliente. Eso es lo que va a marcar la diferencia, realmente. Porque todos haciendo lo mismo y siendo iguales, ahí es donde está la competencia, cuando eres igual que los demás. No creo en la competencia. Nunca me he creído mejor que ningún otro decorador aquí. Sin embargo, sí sé dónde estoy pisando, ¿sí me entiendes?
Okay.
Sé el esfuerzo que he alcanzado desde el 2018 hasta acá.
Uh-huh.
Y creo que debemos de siempre es agregar el toque de nosotros. Trato de llegar siempre a tiempo porque no me gustan las personas impuntuales. ¿Okay? Uh-huh. Trato de ser respetuosa con mis clientes porque cuando yo recibo un servicio me gusta que sean respetuosos conmigo. Trato de hacer las cosas bien o mejor de lo que el cliente está esperando, porque cuando yo pido un servicio quiero que así sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No, it's you bring it all together and you want exactly what you're giving, like to make it. So it's good hearing so much, and it's very inspiring to know. And it's also like good that you mentioned, where everyone's, kind of like you start knowing, okay, this person started as well. So, kind of watch out that you don't overstep, mm-hmm. but also make sure that you're building each other up in a way,
Yeah. And here in Utah, we had a really good balloon decorators community. We help each other, believe it or not. Uh-huh. We work together, believe it or not. Yeah. When there are big installations for me, the first thing that I do is I reach out to them.
Okay.
And say, hey, I have this big job on the table. You want to do it? And they are there for me.
Oh, wow.
And we work together. Yeah. Yeah, there is no competition.
And it's kind of interesting to hear when there's other, businesses out there that they try to kind of, like, hey, I'm going to do better or overstep to kind of make them not be as successful, but seeing how that great community within the party industry and all that.
Yeah, well, you can be friend with everybody, mm-hmm. because for some reason I feel like some people sees you as a competition when mm-hmm. you're not.
Yeah, you
are just working for your dream. That's it. And maybe you're working harder. Yeah. And they don't know, and they think, oh, she's lucky. No, I'm working hard. Very hard in the background.
Yeah.
Nobody sees that. Nobody sees the struggles. Okay. Yeah. Nobody sees that for some seasons you have to go and knock doors and, bring flyers about what you do to businesses. Mm-hmm. People think that, oh, I'm just sitting, there waiting for clients to call me. No.
Oh, wow. So it's not like, and there's a few that I've heard usually do that, right? Like it's not you because you done big clients. You just don't sit back and be like, oh, something's gonna happen. Some of them's gonna reach out. You're, going out there is still doing that work.
When you have a goal, wow. You're not going to sit down and wait for the clients to come and call you.
Okay.
This business has the busy weekends
mm-hmm.
and the quiet 2 or 3 weeks that nothing happened.
Okay.
That's how it is for everybody. Because I talk to other balloon decorators.
Yeah.
That's how it is. There's non-stop weekends and weeks, and there are weeks that
wow.
Nothing happened. So if you have a goal, you have to keep going. If you know where you want your business to be mm-hmm. in the future, you cannot just sit down and
just wait.
Yeah.
Why? Unless you have a second income.
Yeah.
Or you have somebody else at home that, provides income. When you are like the main person, when the business is your income, your everything, man, you have to work. You have to work. Yeah.
Well, that's, yeah.
Everything is roses.
Yeah, I know. It makes it seem right. And like you mentioned before, usually with people, when they post on social media, it's only the good side, they don't really. Like, and I seen it. Yeah. And I heard that before. It's like, why are you posting that? It's like, no, someone's like, oh, you're going somewhere? It's like, no, I just posted it just to make it seem like I'm going somewhere. And I'm like, what? People do that?
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I'm like, I only post this. Yeah. So,
yeah. Definitely. You have to go after your dreams. If not, it's not going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
When starting off, and I mean, and it can be challenges then or challenges now, what kind of challenges did you feel like that you have?
Do you know what? I think at the beginning,
for me was being a Latina. Okay. I was like, I hope one day I'll do a decoration for the Utah Jazz. Okay. Or for this client or these big people. And I remember seeing other balloon decorators having those opportunities back in time. And I was like sitting there, you know. So I got a call from the Utah Jazz one day. The very first one. I have done many jobs for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are they calling me? You know, there's these people that they do amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I remember the planner that contacted me from the Jazz said, well, we think you are doing a good job. And I said, but talking to her when I was doing the installation, I said, but my business is so little. She was like, we believe in giving opportunities to people of all kinds. And I remember those words. And I was like, I was putting myself into a situation, into a challenge that was probably no meant to be. Okay? Challenges like, I can say that I have been encountering major challenges. I think when you are a doer, if that makes sense, cuando tú quieres mantenerte firme en algo porque crees en ti, okay.
Sí.
Más en que todos los obstáculos, las cosas van a llegar. Yo pienso que mantenerse positivo y visualizarse en que sí podemos y pasan. Sí pasan. Sí pasan las cosas.
Wow.
Yeah. Pero así retos como que diga, todos estos retos que me han pasado, no. Porque soy muy creyente en lo que, repito lo que te acabo de decir. Debemos de creer en nosotros.
Sí.
Si nosotros no creemos en nosotros, nadie va a creer en nosotros. Así de sencillo. And probably nosotros a veces nos mantenemos en una posición firme y la gente lo mira y las oportunidades llegan.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Geez, it's sorry, I'm like trying to take all that in because it's good, to hear it. Especially knowing that tú querías, like, un día va a ser Utah Jazz, pero cuando llegó ese día, todavía estabas como like, ¿por qué?
Yeah. Sí. Y today I'm working with top people in the state of Utah. Like people, I do decorations for the top home builder of the United States. Okay. I never thought that I was going to be there.
Yeah.
And when I go in and when I'm working for them, I feel proud of myself.
Yeah.
Very, very proud. Porque nunca me imaginé que esta gente iba a voltear a ver mi trabajo.
Yeah.
Okay. Porque pensé que alguien más lo estaba haciendo mejor que yo. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I'm doing it my best.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that translates into she's good
at
what she's doing.
You're confident and you're making it. Yeah.
Even if I don't know. I'm like,
But no, you don't show
the comes, okay, I want this over there 20 feet or 40 feet. Or what can we do to make things more, not the common decorations. And I'm listening to all these ideas and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, and like inside myself, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
But it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What would you say to like is a key to success that you could bring in, share with everyone? One key or multiple, however you want to share.
Do you know what? I have had a question before from another decorator that we work together. She comes together with me. When there are big installations, I always invite her. And sometimes she said, I don't feel people believe in me. And I do the same thing as
what everybody else is doing. And I always told her, you need to keep going. You need to believe that what you are doing is good, looks good, is done, the way that it needs to be done. Believing in yourself is a key. I'm not going to stop repeating that.
Yeah.
Okay, if we don't believe that we can achieve things, people is going to sense or feel the fear in us that we're not ready for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if you're afraid, do it afraid. Pero hazlo. Si no lo haces, no sabes cómo te vas a sentir. Si te gustó lo que hiciste, okay, así de sencillo. Necesitamos hacerlo.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Hay que tomar el toro por los cuernos, como dicen los latinos, and go.
Yeah.
Si no, no sabemos. Yo tuve uno de mis obstáculos más grandes, creo, fue que sentía que habían personas muchas veces dentro de mi propio vínculo familiar que no creían que esto iba a it was going to be a business big enough that I pay all my needs with it. ¿Sí me entiendes? Yeah. Entonces, sometimes the people that is around us for some reason don't believe in us.
Yeah.
But the ones that are on the other side of the fence are looking at us, like, look, she's doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that's great to hear, and it's common, and for me, I feel sometimes why, but I also see the success of the person that's sitting in front of me, and I'm like, now I know why, right?
Yeah.
Because you proved and you made it like, this is what I wanted, and I made it happen.
Yeah.
So, how do you balance like your business and personal life? How do you manage that?
Do you know what? Many people don't know this, but I was involved in the health industry.
Okay.
Before doing this as a nurse.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I worked for 16 years without stopping in the industry.
Okay.
And back in 2018, right about the same time when this big balloon idea came into the table, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break from working in the healthcare industry. And then this happened. Okay. All this idea of paparazzi happened and all of that. What I'm taking from... I'm sorry.
No.
I forgot the question. I was going to answer something in Spanish and I was like, what? My brain just froze.
I like that. I was like, oh, and I'm like, where's the peak?
I'm human.
Yeah. Well.
No, go ahead.
My question was, how do you balance your business and your personal?
Thank you. Okay. Yes, I know it was something related to my. Okay. Having this business allows me, believe it or not, more time with my family.
Okay.
Yeah. I have busy days, crazy days, but here I can say I'm going to take a week off.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't have to have permission to nobody.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take it and we could do a vacation and stuff like that.
Okay.
While I was working in the health industry, you know how it is. You need to ask permission for days off.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to check how many days of vacations you have available. So I really like this life.
Okay.
I like the freedom that the business provides me with my personal time, with my people. Yeah.
Okay. But now that you mentioned that, now that you brought that up about the health industry, I feel in a way it's connected, right? Because in the health industry, you have to care for patients, you have to care for families.
Yeah.
And that you some business owners don't see that part of like their life experience is brought into their business.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I can say you're as successful as you are because you connected that into with your
caring. I'm still caring for people
Yeah.
on a different level. Now I've made them happier.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how it is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. See, I got that. So.
So if there is an emergency in the party, I can help.
Yeah, you're like, I got this.
I got this. Let me help you.
Yeah. Oh, look. So you're providing more.
You got 1 for 2.
You're covered,
right? Or 2 for 1. How
2
you
for
say
1.
it?
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
I still don't believe you said you were in the healthcare industry for 16. Because it, like you know,
16 years without stopping. Yeah.
Because you don't look like you look. It's so what you started at 16 years old or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't add up, but it shows that personality that of you being such a caring person. So
yeah. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With the parties and all that networking, is that something that was like a big you had to network to kind of start off, or was it just?
Do you know what? I went to multiple networking events at the very beginning. And, when nobody knows who you are, I was invited to a couple of those events, which I think are very helpful for many people. Many, many people. I met people from other, photographers, cake artists, people that do makeup, DJs.
Okay.
You met a lot of people. But in my personal opinion, I think by having a good relation with all vendors out there, without having the need to be going into those events, putting your face there to say, oh, here I am, For me, it doesn't work as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there are things that are going to work for you, like meeting all this time when vendors get together, but also just being on your corner and taking care of the things that you care and how you want people to look at you. When you're standing alone, for me, it counts more than when you are in a group of people.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. Siento que cuando estás te metes en un grupo donde hay de todo, están viendo de todo. Pero cuando tú tratas de apartarte un poquito del grupo sin romper con la conexión del grupo, people look at you. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Yeah, and it's you bringing that up, and I also had a guest who said the networking events, like I don't usually go with. He's like, I want to be the only, realtor there. I want to be the only person that's doing that one business, because for me now I'm learning other type of from every other industry,
Yeah.
So it's not just like you're being stuck into, okay, what else am I going to learn from the same industry where I can learn something from another industry and grow from there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there a future project that you feel that you're excited for? And of course, NDAs, all that, you don't have to, but something that you're looking forward to, excited about.
Do you know what? There is something that I wanted to do because I already received a couple requests. Probably it's not as a business. Of course, I want to get big jobs.
Yeah.
Something that looks impossible. That is I'm there for it. But something that I want to start doing is teaching people. Teaching people how to get involved into the balloon industry the right way. Okay. That's something that is, in my head every day. Because people keep saying, are you teaching? Are you planning to, are you ready to receive invitations to go to other states to teach with other balloon decorators? But I have been busy. It's been busy for me this year, and it is a blessing. It's not a complaint.
Yeah.
So, but I'm thinking that I want to do it here in Utah and bring other balloon decorators to come and teach with me. The new generation of balloon decorators in Utah. That's something that I really, really want to do.
I love that. It's good to hear that, because you're seeing like it's not a competition. It's growing. It's evolving, and also I always say I share what I have to share, what I know, because if I started from here in the bottom, I don't want the other person to start the same. Like let me start you a bit here. A 1 or 2 steps above.
Yeah.
So that way, you don't have to go through what I did, but for me, it's now you can run.
Somebody said, but if you're going to teach, they say you're going to have competition. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Because they are not me, and I am not them. Okay? As simple as that. And if I have a student that is doing it better than me, well, I'm going to be very proud.
Yeah.
I am going to be very proud of that. Okay? That's what teachers want, isn't it?
Correct.
Right.
And it also brings up to me when I heard one of my photographer where it's like you can tell someone like, hey, paint a flower in a garden. You're gonna paint it totally different than how I'm gonna paint it, because my garden is gonna be different than your garden. But of course, it's bringing out that unique style, and you could be like, yeah. And then also, I like how you like, but because in my class, and they're, it's just all kind of connected, and it makes me, I love how you said it. That's like, wow, that person is doing better, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you want. So.
Yeah.
What would you say? What type of advice would you give an entrepreneur, someone trying to get into the balloon industry? Like, what's something that you would like to share to them?
Probably, if you want to get into this business, and you don't know if you want to do it as a hobby or as a business, that's the first thing that you need to separate. Because if you're going to do it as a hobby, okay, but you are not doing things the right way, not using the right materials, the right supplies, you are not going to go that far, even if you want to call it a hobby. Because I have noticed a lot of people, especially after the pandemic, where they call themselves balloon decorators or balloon artists, but you can tell that they are not taking things serious. Okay, then if you want to become a business, you need to prepare yourself with knowledge, with skills. It's very important to have skills, not only in what you're doing, but as a business owner. Okay, and there comes what we were talking, like how you treat your client. Okay, is how you're going to be seen by others. Okay, the clients may refer you or may not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to think what I'm doing. Do I really want to escalate this to be a business, or just, someone can call me every month to do a small decoration for them? You need to separate those two things. Educate yourself. Learn new skills. That's a way to be prepared in this industry.
Is passion, and I bring this up because sometimes I tell myself before when I share ideas and when I communicate with people, right? I used to be like, oh my gosh, I can't share this because they're going to take my idea. And then I realized, for me, in my own personal opinion, that sometimes it's not that the passion is not there for someone. And I've learned as I'm sharing ideas, I'm bettering my skills and also bettering the idea that I had, So going back, do you feel like does that passion has to be involved with that when you're starting a business, or?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you need to have passion for what you're doing. If not, every little bump on the road is going to be like, why I'm here, or what am I doing this if I'm not charging enough? This is too much work. This is too hard. This is this and that. That's why you need to be prepared. Educate yourself.
Okay, you need to have passion for what you do.
Okay.
No, you're not going to get that far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, so this is this part of the episode. I like to kind of open it up. You know, again, you can share any more information you have, any stuff like that. But I also want you to share where people can find you. You know, any social media, if you have a website or anything. This is kind of your time to.
Yes.
take breaks.
My main social media that I call my catalog, where people can see what I do, is Instagram.
Okay.
Okay. The account is Poparazzi Celebration Designs. It's a long name, but there it is. They can find me on Instagram, same on Facebook, and on the webpage, also same Poparazzi Celebration Designs.
Okay.
Those 3 places they can find any information about paparazzi there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. First want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
For, you know, coming here and just sharing what you had to share. And I'm amazed, you know, seeing the side of the events, the balloons and everything. But I'm also thankful to hear your story and connect all, you know, the nursing to your business, to the success that you have.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
All I want to say is, you know, I just know and pray that you know, continue your blessings for your business growth. And I'm looking forward just to see the evolution of it.
Well, I want to see you grow too.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Bigger and better and expanding.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for your time.